welcome everyone to episode 1 of Linking In, the new business show that's not about new business. I'm Keith.
I'm Natasha. Hi.
Hello, everyone. You sound very sexy and husky, Natasha. Are you all right?
Oh, thank you. I'm getting over laryngitis, and yeah, hopefully I'll sound a bit better next time. But you've got me like this for now.
So you weren't screaming at the car race or something?
No, sadly not. Le Mans, some way off. Nothing like that. Just viruses being spread around.
You've been kissing the wrong people.
Oh yeah, tell me about it. No, not really.
Fantastic. Well, look, we both work in the world of creative agency growth, so that makes us eminently qualified to discuss world events, right? I mean, if Taylor Swift can do it, we can. All right. Sure. So this is just a little 10 to 15 minute breakout sesh, and we're just going to chit chat about the impact that sort of big events have on our particular world. So first question I've got to ask you, Natasha, why are we calling this Linking In? Aren't we just going to upset LinkedIn and Microsoft?
I don't see why, because it's going to be bounced all over LinkedIn. It's actually celebrating it as a forum, as a really good thought leadership share place. Yeah. We're going to post it there. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. And also at the end of this show, if we can remember and we've got enough time, I did actually put a selection of music together. So I thought we could have a little game and get the audience in to maybe vote on the bit of music that they think is more appropriate. Okay, so we'll try and squeeze that in at the end. Now, okay, so we're going to talk about deadly sins this time. You picked the subject, and I think it's a great subject. So borderline illegal stuff. We've been chatting recently about morals in the agency world and the 7 deadly sins of creative agency life. And just so we are, because we couldn't remember them last time, it's pride, greed, lust, envy, gluttony, wrath, and sloth.
Yes, there are others, because of course it goes back to pre-Roman times. These ideas, these morals, they're not even, you think of them as, I don't know, biblical, from the Bible. Thou shalt not, thou shalt. Yeah. And they're part of our personal code of behavior, and they're embedded over generations and generations. Well, and we take or leave the bits that we want to, as we do, because we're human. But actually, they're very old. So the words change. I mean, wrath, anger. Sloth, laziness, sluggishness. Greed is gluttony, in different cultures. Avarice, envy. That's an interesting one in a business environment. And then things like pride and vanity. Well, how many agencies out there are really proud of what they do? It's so bad to be proud. It's interesting, isn't it?
I think that, and it was funny because the thing I wanted to talk about, and I'll hand over to you afterwards, all right? But the point I was going to make, all right, in terms of how the 7 deadly sins play into our world, is that the one thing that I thought of actually encompasses 3 of them all in one go, in my book, which is you got pride, greed, and sloth, or sloth. Is it sloth?
Yeah. Sloth. I think so. Sloth and wrath.
Okay. It's the whole argument about whether agencies should be working for big oil companies or big tobacco companies and stuff, because it's always knocking around. There's always loads of discussion and navel gazing going on about it. And I recently interviewed Paul Bainsfair, of the Director General of the IPA, on the Fuel podcast, and he defended the advertising industry working with big oil and big tobacco, and he said basically that we live in a world where people have got very strong views about how things are presented, and if you just tell big oil that it can't advertise, basically you're going to be throwing the baby out with the bathwater. And what we've got to do is accept that Shell and BP and all that lot are plundering the earth for fossil fuels. And if we ban it from advertising, then basically what we're going to do is prevent it from promoting any of the positive stuff that it's getting into. So basically what he's saying is, if you stop it from doing that, then it won't be able to talk about all the good stuff it's doing. And the bigger problem is basically with the politicians, because they should be changing the structure of business. We alluded to your racing, your love of car racing. I mean, the big tobacco used to advertise on those as well, and we stopped them. We stopped them from advertising on the car, so they just advertised somewhere else. It's the politicians, isn't it?
I think I agree broadly, in the sense that I'm someone who believes in freedom of speech and freedom of mind,
right,
providing you're not causing harm to people, and not censorship. Because I think when you push things under, And whatever they may be racism, homophobia, sexism, they could be, oil, gas, whatever. That's when you create problems within a culture. And for anything to have impact within a business environment, it has to be legislated for first. Right. It has to come top down. You can't say, well, you're heading towards B Corp, you've got some nice sustainability intentions, that's it. And you can't shackle someone and say that they can't promote the good that they're doing, or that the reality of, actually, it costs a lot of energy to produce a big battery to run a car. Whereas actually, if you're providing it's meeting all the requirements, like over here, you've got the kind of, you're banned from going into certain cities with certain types of engines. And I'm not going to get into all of that. That's political. But I think there's a valid point that says, actually, if I maintain the car that I've got, it's a personal choice, right, Keith? You've got this. You've got a car. You're other side of the Atlantic. You tell me about your car. Come on.
I've got an old one. I've got a 25-year-old car, which I keep going. And admittedly, it's a classic, but it's.
Go on, tell us about it. Describe it. I want to hear it.
Well, it's a limo. It's a big Lincoln, and
beautiful.
But it's nearly 25 years old.
Also, it's the methodology of which you drive. That's a personal choice. Yeah. So what you will do, because we've chatted about it before, is you'll say, okay, well, I'm not going to do a zip every day out in my little electric car. I'll wait, and I'll do everything in one day, and therefore I feel I'm being efficient.
That's it.
So there is a space for companies to do those things and to lead the way, but there also needs to be guidance from government that is, rather than curtailing, is saying we need to move in a certain direction. But I really don't think that any type of advertising, particularly unless it's going to hurt people ethically, should be banned. It doesn't mean that people should have carte blanche to do whatever they like. There should be reason. And it should be ethical, but to ban something because it's seen as dangerous or bad, I think is sad, and it doesn't own up to the fact that in culture we're all using it.
So the conclusion to this would be that for our creative agency friends, that they should continue to work for these companies as long as they are all heading in the right direction.
Let me give you an example. I have one client, they're an international agency, and they work across many different sectors.
Right.
And one of them is a major producer of tobacco products. But they've said ethically for themselves, they will work on the vape side of the business. I mean, that's something that's going to be looked at. Everything is. One of my clients won't touch anything to do with debt collection. Others won't go near certain banks, or others will say, well, it's for individual businesses to decide ethically where they want to sit, and often it's a position of need, and that's the honesty. But generally, you could take a company that would be perceived as, I don't know, Coots. Look at the furore over that recently.
Right. Yeah.
But Coots will have a EDI policy. They will have a sustainability policy. They will be looking to reinvent and change. I think the key thing is it authentic and real, and people can see through it. Right, it has to be real, and it has to be proven within that business is pivoting or changing, and it means it. You're not just sticking 20 people in as directors at a major consulting firm because it looks good. You're doing it because they're capable of the job, and you want to make those changes. So I know I'm drawing this analogy, but I think it's relevant, and it's relevant for agency life as well. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. And so, I mean, basically nothing's going to change until the politicians change the game for everybody.
It can come from both ends, but it does need to be thought out thoroughly. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. Excellent. Thank you, Natasha. Good stuff.
That's all right.
Right.
Yeah.
Moving on. We have. I'm going to play you some music now. I thought we'd do a little bit of fun and games, and because we haven't got a theme tune for this show. I was going to do a little bit of word association. I'm going to play you a selection of music that I've got.
Yeah.
Okay. And you just tell me, and we're going to ask the people listening for their votes. At the end of this, they can vote for which one they want, because we'll leave it totally up to them. But I want to play word association with you. Okay. So you listen to the piece of music and tell me what word pops into your mind, into your head when you hear this piece of music. Okay.
Right,
ready?
Go for it, Keith.
First one.
Acid.
Acid. Okay.
Yeah. Psychedelia, it sounds a bit like Led Zeppelin. Is it Led Zeppelin?
No. Right. Next one.
Dance. Funky.
I like that. I like this.
Weekend.
Ready? Wait for it. Here we go. So,
I wish we had video on at the moment. They could see us dancing in our chairs.
okay, so that's that one. Next one. This has got Fluke. Bit of Nightmares on Wax action going on there.
Like it.
Okay.
It's a bit Starsky and Hutch.
It is a bit, isn't it? They're a bit retro.
Yeah.
But I quite like it. I don't dislike it.
I like it.
Ready? Okay. Next one. Oh, this is chill. I've gone.
Yeah. It reminds me of the early 2000s. It was in every
Bit M people.
bar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chill, summer. Yeah.
Yeah. It's got those yacht vibes, isn't it, really?
Mm.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Right. Here we go.
Oh, this is Muzak. It's cheesy.
This is elevator music.
Yeah. You're on hold. No one's here. Go away.
We value your business.
We value your business. While you're number 52 in the queue.
Okay. This has got like current affairs, busy.
It's almost there's almost bebop, but it's not quite like it.
A sense
It's
of
urgent.
Yeah, sense of urgency.
Busy, hustle, bustle. Yeah. I like the brass.
Yeah, stabs. Good. So anyway, there's your choices. All right.
I'm meant to pick one.
You can pick one, but we're going to put it out to the listeners. We'll put a word to each of them, and on a poll on LinkedIn.
Yeah. Well, for me, because I'm a trumpet player,
Okay.
and I like high energy when it comes to business development, I like the last one.
You're
the
going to go
best.
with the last one. All right. Okay. Good. Right. Well, we got that done. So that's
good.
great.
What are you doing over your side of the Atlantic this weekend, then, Keith?
This weekend, I will be mostly. It's going to snow. We got the last snow of the year coming in, so I shall be mostly wiping dogs' feet when they come in.
Not building a snowman, obviously.
No. I'm too old for that. How about yourself? What are you doing? You got a Land Rover, haven't you?
Got a Land Rover, but I tell you what, unless you've got the right tyres and you hit ice, it doesn't matter what you're driving.
Well, it's very tall, isn't it? A Land Rover. It's quite tall.
It's tall. It's the new one. It's
Yeah.
pretty awesome. I'm in love with it. I'm a very short woman with a very tall car, but there you go. Petite in height, if not girth.
And
what am I doing? I'm partying. I've been invited to a party in London, which is a ham. An Iberian ham and wine and all things.
Oh, literally ham. Okay.
Yeah, sliced, cooked in different ways. Lots of old friends because I used to sail from the yacht club, that type of thing, and it'd be really, really good fun.
I'll tell you something else you should be doing this weekend.
What?
Is recording some voicemail messages for people because of your voice.
Is it really? Is it lush?
It's you could come. If you just said, hi, I'm sorry I can't come to the phone right now. You could. I think you could get some money for that. That'd be good.
I could have a second career on Sex Line. That'd be really good.
Okay. That wasn't where I was going with it, but that's fair enough.
Oh well, here we go. It's Friday.
Good stuff.
Okay,
all right.
Keith.
Well, thank you very much, Natasha. So we're going to come back. We're going to do another one. Do we know what we're talking about next, or not?
I might want to get into the idea of the interchange between marketing and sales and back to some business, in the sense of the 4 Ps. I don't know if that's a bit too heady for us.
I can't wait. All right, fantastic. Well, Natasha, thank you so much. This has been a blast. Literally been a blast. We are well over time. But anyway, I look forward to catching up with you again on Linkingin. The show,
lovely.
The new business show that's got nothing to do with new business.
See you soon.
Ta-da, everyone.
Bye.